Hello everyone, it's Miros, and here on the table we have Huawei P60 Pro and Huawei Mate 60 Pro, and today we will compare the flagship for the global market, which is Huawei P60 Pro. Still it is, we are waiting for P70 Pro, but at that moment P60 Pro is still the latest flagship of Huawei for the global market. And here we have Huawei Mate 60 Pro, which is the flagship for the China region. Why? Because it is not released globally, but I have it, I have P60 Pro, and we will do a comparison. We will test, is this CPU better than this one, which is Snapdragon, and this one is Kirin CPU coming directly from Huawei. Let's compare them. Okay guys, with this test we will check which of these two devices is performing better under heavy load and under daily usage. Also we will do a specific speed test of the storage, and we will render some very heavy video. But before we start, let's just go first in settings and check what we have inside. Here, if we go in system and updates and check for software update, and here too, we can see here we have EMUI 13.1 and here we have HarmonyOS latest beta version. We are waiting here for EMUI 14 because I already registered for the beta, but now at that moment it is still EMUI 13.1, and we will test these devices under these conditions. Let's also go in settings and check something else before we proceed further. Let's go in display and brightness, and you can see here the screen resolution is set to smart and screen refresh rate is set to dynamic. Why? Because these are the default settings of these two devices, and we'll show you that performance mode is disabled for both devices. Let's go and check some specs, device info and hardware. You can see this is Mate 60 Pro and this is P60 Pro. Resolution is almost the same for both devices. This one here is slightly wider, but it is very close. Let's go to the important part, which is the SoC, and you can see here we have Kirin 9000S and here we have Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus coming from Qualcomm. You can see here the clock of the CPU is a little bit different, but probably most important here is process technology, which here is 7 nanometer and here is this way newer 4 nanometer. Here we have a GPU Adreno 730 and here we have a GPU Malion 910. Also, let's check here some memory. This is the major difference between these two devices. This one here has a RAM of 12 GB LPDDR5 and here we have a RAM of 8 GB, again LPDDR5, and internal storage here is 256 gigs and here it is 1 TB. These are the major differences. Let's check also the battery, 5000 milliamps and here we have 4815 milliamps. Alright guys, I will start with launching the applications. First will be a simple applications like clock, calculator, browser, after that some social networking, after that maps, petal maps in that case because this is Huawei map, also YouTube, app gallery, power director, files. We will decompress a file, we will render a video, and I will launch a Call of Duty, and after that some benchmarks. And at the end of the video I will just reverse everything and check if these devices are keeping everything in the RAM. RAM management is better here, or every application is killed before that. So let's first clear everything from recents. Alright, we are ready. Let's start with the clock. Here it was faster. I will start a stopwatch for both devices and leave it till the end of the video. Close the application and open a calculator and make a simple calculation here, and I will leave it like this. Now let's move to the browser. I will open here Android Authority web page Because it's a very heavy web page, I will just refresh it. I think here it was faster, but it has by default enabled some ad blockers. Right, let's exit and open X. I think here it was faster loading than here. Let's just refresh it, and I will just open a Marcus Brownlee page, and we will check at the end of the video is it still on the same page or it is just cute. Let's open Instagram now. Maybe it was slightly faster here. Let's open TechChap page. Alright, now it's in TechChap web page, and I will just leave it like this. Let's go for the next application, which will be Petal Maps. It was asking for some permissions, but I think it was faster on P60 Pro, and I will navigate to Berlin. Here it is. Directions. Let's wait it to calculate. By the way, both devices are connected to the same network, but you can see we have one bar less here. So I will just leave it like this. I will not start the navigation. Let's go for YouTube. Maybe it was slightly faster here on Mate 60 Pro. I will go on my web page and we will leave it like this. Even I will play one of my videos. And I will check after that is it still on the same page. I will just do like this. Let's go for Huawei App Gallery. I think it was slightly faster here. I will go for a specific app, for example Snapchat, and leave it like this. Let's go now for the interesting test, which is rendering a video in Power Director. I will open Power Director, we'll tap on new project, and we'll select that 4K 60 FPS video. It is asking me to convert the video because it will be faster, but I will use the original because it will be a lot more heavy for these devices and their CPUs. Let's go for some filters. I will select this filter because it is way heavier. I will select the same filter here. And again we will apply to the whole video. So the filter is applied to the whole video on both devices. Let's hit now here. I will select the same settings for both devices. I will use Ultra HD 4K. Let's hit on more settings and select here the better quality bitrate, and also frame rate should be at 60 FPS. And now guys, the moment of truth. Let's hit produce and see which of these two is faster. You can see estimate size is same for both devices. Let's hit produce. Whoa, Snapdragon is already done with this, but you can see Mate 60 Pro and its Kirin CPU is still at 39%, which is 60% behind Snapdragon CPU, and it is way slower. Let's wait it. And it's finally ready. 2 minutes and even more behind P60 Pro. So obviously Kirin 9000S is way slower than Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, but let's move to the next test. I will leave that screen like this and go to the files, which is another interesting test because we will test here the performance of the storage. How? Just we'll hold our finger here. You can see this is a very big file, 7 GB, and I will just hit here and select extract. So we'll see which one will extract it first. I will put my watch here and we'll start it when I hit extract. And let's hit OK. And after 50 seconds, Mate 60 Pro is ready, and P60 Pro is ready after it, not far behind, and I can say they are almost on par. Here we have slightly faster storage. I'm not sure because this is because of the storage or this is just because of optimization of HarmonyOS. And now we can move it and go to, I will just launch Call of Duty. I will not play it, I will just launch it and we will leave it open so we can check later is it still open or it is closed. Let's just open Call of Duty. It is loaded faster here for sure. Let's wait it here. For sure it was loaded faster here on P60 Pro. And I will just leave the game here and we'll go for Geekbench 6. Let's just run CPU benchmark and check which of these devices will do faster the test. Again, I will put my watch here and we'll start the stopwatch. And after 5 minutes and 50 seconds, P60 Pro is ready with Geekbench 6, and here are the results. Let's check the temperature. It's not hot at all, 28 degrees. Here it is still at 80%. Of course, I expect the results to be a lot lower than this here, but this is 7 nanometer process CPU, so it's way older process. Of course, it will be slower. Is that matters in a daily use? We'll see. And after 1 minute, here are the results on Mate 60 Pro. Let's check the temperature. It is again not hot at all, slightly hotter, 28.5 degrees. But these are the results. This is the single core and multi-core. You can see a big difference here. Again, I'm not sure this is in a daily basis. It's very important because this device is way smoother. Believe me, HarmonyOS is doing everything perfectly. Now let's just close Geekbench 6 and go for 3D Mark. Let's open it. Of course, I will do a 20-minute wildlife extreme stress test, which will completely demolish these devices. And again, as the devices are not hot at all, we can run the test immediately. They are around 26 degrees. We can safely run that 20-minute test and we will see at the end of the test. And after 20 minutes we are back and the phones just finished the test. Around 42 degrees for P60 Pro. Here we have a cooler device. Here it is around 38.5. So a big difference in terms of heat. You can see how this 3D Mark wildlife stress test is working. Stability here is almost 100%, which is completely impossible, but Mate 60 Pro just did it. Why? Because the CPU is best loop score is around 1400, and here you can see it is double that best loop score. The lowest loop score is 1700 and here it is 1400 almost. So big difference in terms of performance, but the stability. You can see how Mate 60 Pro is start from the beginning to the end. It is very consistent with lower results, but very consistent. And here we have a drop almost to 50% of the performance of CPU, but this is how Wildlife 3D Mark stress test is working. Performance range. You can see how it is very similar from the beginning to the end. Let's check here some stats. Batteries drop from 96 to 86, which is 10% battery drop. And here we have from 94 to 82, which is 12% in terms of battery drop. Here we have a temperature from 28 to 40, and here we have from 27 to 42, almost identical. From 6 FPS to 13 FPS, and here we have a lot higher FPSs from 6 to 20 FPS, which is very high result compared to this one. And this is almost everything, guys. Remember, performance mode is not enabled for both devices, but I will enable it now before run Antutu Benchmark, because everyone will start blaming again in the comments why you didn't enable performance mode. I just don't enable performance mode because in daily usage no one will. That's why I just leave it like this. But now for Antutu Benchmark I will enable it so we can compare the highest results from both devices. And now it's enabled. I will wait them to cool down a little bit and will run Antutu Benchmark. Alright, enough cooling for these two devices, so let's just start the test. And after 10 minutes, Mate 60 Pro is ready. Let's check the temperatures. To be honest, it's not very high, around 37 degrees. And the result expected again is not very high. Let's wait P60 Pro to finish the test and we'll compare them. And after some time, here P60 Pro is finally ready. Let's check the temperature. Again, not very high, around 41 degrees. It is high, to be honest, but you can see the result. What's happened here? The result is almost double the result of Huawei Mate 60 Pro. This is the difference of CPUs. This one is way more powerful than this one, Kirin 9000S. So the big question here, guys, is that score really matters? No, it's not matters. To be honest, this device is still smoother than this one. Probably if you start playing heavy games like Genshin Impact and you want to play them at a higher FPS. By the way, if you want a test like this, just let me know down in the comments. I will do that for you. But these are the results of Antutu. Alright, let's just close Antutu Benchmark and I will rerun everything so we can check how the RAM management is working for both devices. I will just disable the performance mode because anyway it's not doing much. We already see that. Let's just close it and I will relaunch these applications, but before that I want to show you something. Let's go in gallery and I want to show you a screenshot. Here is the screenshot from today. You can see the difference of mobile network speed because this device is only 4G and this device here is 5G device. We can see clearly the difference. When this device is connected to 5G, it's not showing 5G, it's showing nothing. When it dropped to 4G, it starts showing 4G. Probably this is because of the limitations, but here is the result. You can see how fast is 5G network over 4G network. This is not related with today's test, but I just want to show you if the speed is important for you. Now let's just launch the application. Let's start with clock. Yes, stopwatch is still running after 1 hour and 5 minutes. Let's just stop it and close it. Let's open calculator. Yes, it's still in the RAM. Keep in mind we have 4 GB more RAM here than here. Let's open browser. And yes, the website of Android Authority is here still loaded. Here it is cute. Now let's go for X. Yes, I was here for a second in Marcus Brownlee profile, but it is just cute, the app. I'm not sure why. Let's open Instagram. Yes, here it is still in TechChap page. Here it is just reloaded. Let's open Petal Maps. Remember, I was navigating to Berlin and it is completely cute here on P60 Pro, and it is still available on Mate 60 Pro. Let's launch YouTube. Yes, it is like I just leave it here on my page. Here it is relaunched again. Let's just open App Gallery. Remember, yes, it was in Snapchat. Here it is still in Snapchat. Here it is cute again. So really more RAM matters. Let's open Power Director. Yes, it's on the same place. And here it's relaunched again. Let's open now Files. Yes, on the same page where I left it. Let's open Call of Duty. Yes, here it is still on the same page. Now it is just relaunched, but still in the game itself. Here it is relaunched everything. So clearly RAM management for Mate 60 Pro is way better, but we have more RAM. Let's open Geekbench 6 and it is again relaunched here. So not enough RAM for P60 Pro. Here it is on the same page, and let's open Antutu, the last one. Here are the Antutu results. And that was it, guys, for today. To be honest, if you ask me, is that matter? Because we can see clearly that this CPU, Snapdragon 8, let's just open here and check the SoC. We can clearly see that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus is way faster than Kirin 9000S. If you are playing heavy games, probably it will be a problem, but for daily tasks it is perfectly working. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, if this video helps you somehow, subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Have a nice day.